Alright, hold on for this one, because this might just be the most Lily Rose Depp moment ever. She's done it again, and this time it's not about a new film or another red carpet look. It's about something much more personal and honestly, kind of dreamy. Lily Rose Depp just found her future wedding dress, and she found it at Chanel. Yes, Chanel. The one and only. And she didn't find it while shopping or browsing racks. It happened at the brand's latest runway show. Imagine sitting in the front row, watching all those couture looks float by, and suddenly spotting the dress you know you want to wear on your wedding day. That's exactly what happened. If you've been keeping up with Lily Rose lately, or even just watched her incredible transformation from Hollywood kid to global fashion icon, you probably already know that Chanel is basically in her DNA. And today, we're breaking down exactly what went down at that show. Which dress made her stop in her tracks, what this means for her love life, and some insider fashion details that even the tabloids might have missed. So grab your coffee, or maybe your favorite perfume, because this is going to smell like Chanel No. 5 energy. And let's get into it. Lily Rose Depp and Chanel go way back. Like way back, she's been working with Chanel since she was just 15 years old. That's pretty wild, right? Most of us were still figuring out high school outfits at that age, and she was already fronting campaigns for one of the most iconic fashion houses in history. But honestly, it runs in the family. Her mom, Vanessa Paradis, has been a Chanel muse since the early 90s. She was the face of their legendary Coco perfume, and she's been a staple in the Chanel world ever since. So when Lily Rose followed in her footsteps, it wasn't just a random gig, it was like watching a legacy continue. Every time you see Lily Rose at a Chanel show, sitting front row, she's not just there as a celebrity guest. She's part of the family. It's like she's grown up with the brand, been part of its evolution. And Chanel, in return, has been part of hers. Now, fast forward to this season's big moment, the debut collection by Chanel's new creative director, Mathieu Blazy. This was the show everyone in fashion was talking about. Big expectations, a new direction, and a lot of pressure. And of course, Lily Rose was right there, front and center, looking effortlessly elegant as always. After the show, she called it cinematic and spectacular. She said she was blown away, which, coming from someone who's been to countless runway shows, says a lot. You can tell this one hit different. Among the 77 looks that went down that runway, one stood out. A simple yet stunning white silk dress with delicate floral embellishments. It wasn't loud, it wasn't over the top, but it had this soft, timeless energy that screamed classic Chanel bride, and when Lily Rose saw it, she apparently turned to the person next to her and said, "I want to wear that on my wedding day." Yes, she actually said that. Imagine that moment. You're surrounded by flashing cameras, couture looks, celebrities, and then suddenly you just know, that's the one. And no, I don't mean the partner. I mean the dress. It's such a relatable human thing, isn't it? We've all had that moment, maybe not in Paris at a Chanel show, but that feeling when you see something and instantly picture it in a dream scenario. That's exactly what happened here. Now let's talk about why that dress was so special. On the surface, it's a white silk gown with floral detailing. Simple enough, right? But in fashion, simplicity can be power. The silk gave it this liquid flow when the model walked, like it was made of air. The floral detailing was delicate, almost whisper soft. Not too much, not too little. It had that signature Chanel balance. Classic, feminine, romantic, but still modern and confident. It's not a princess dress. It's the kind of bridal look that says, I'm chic, I know who I am, and I don't need a ball gown to prove it. And that's so Lily Rose. She's not about flash or big gestures. Her style is refined, a bit mysterious, sometimes vintage, sometimes edgy, but always effortless. You can totally see why that dress spoke to her. She's not in any rush to walk down the aisle, though. This wasn't some coded announcement or a secret hint. She's simply saying, when that day comes, that's what I want to feel like. It's about vision and imagination, not an actual wedding date. It's like when you're scrolling through Pinterest and you see your dream home or your dream trip. You're not booking it yet, you're just daydreaming. And honestly, who can blame her? If you saw that dress, you'd probably fall in love too. Of course, the second that quote hit the internet, people started speculating. Is Lily Rose Depp getting married? Did she just announce an engagement? Who's the lucky person? Well, let's clear that up right now. She's not engaged. And she hasn't said anything about wedding plans. Lily Rose has been dating rapper 070 Shake since around 2023, and they've been pretty low-key but cute together. Fans love them because they seem genuine, like they're not putting on a show for attention. But Lily Rose made it clear there are no wedding plans at the moment. So when she said she found her future wedding dress, she wasn't making a big romantic announcement. She was having fun, letting herself dream a little and appreciating a beautiful piece of art. I mean, who hasn't said something like that before? You see a stunning cake and you're like, that's my wedding cake. You see a gorgeous ring and you joke, I'm buying that for myself. That's all it was, a little fashion fantasy. Still, it tells us something important about her taste and her mindset. Even when she's not planning a wedding, she already knows what kind of vibe she wants for her big moments. Now, let's clear up a few rumors that have been floating around. First off, some people thought this meant she was secretly engaged. Nope, totally not true. She specifically said she's not planning anything right now. It was just a passing moment of appreciation for a dress. Then there's this other rumor that she only said that because she's paid to promote Chanel. And okay, yes, she does have a long-term relationship with the brand, but that doesn't mean every comment is a marketing move. You can hear the genuine admiration in her tone when she talks about Chanel. She literally grew up around it. She's not selling anything. She's just expressing love for a house that's been part of her life since childhood. And honestly, that's pretty special. Finally, let's address the "she bought it" rumor. Nope, she didn't buy it. She didn't run backstage and grab the dress off the rack. She just admired it, maybe even made a mental note. Whether that dress actually becomes her wedding gown someday depends on a lot of factors. When she gets married, what the theme is, and of course if Chanel keeps that design in the archives for her. But let's be honest, if Lily Rose ever does get married, it's almost impossible to imagine her not wearing Chanel. It's like written in the stars at this point. Now, here's where things get really interesting. You might not know this, but when a new creative director debuts at a major fashion house, they often include one look that hints at bridal style, even if it's not officially a wedding dress. It's a subtle way of saying, I can do everything: glamour, drama, and even romance. So it's very possible Mathieu Blazy included that white silk gown knowing it would turn heads and spark exactly this kind of conversation. It's a smart move. Bridal looks always get press. And it worked. Even if Lily Rose hadn't commented on it, that dress probably would have made headlines. But her little offhand remark turned it into a viral moment and gave Blazy's debut even more attention. Everyone wins. Fashion insiders also pointed out how emotional Lily Rose seemed at the show. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, she said she almost could have cried watching the collection come to life. That says a lot. She's not someone who exaggerates. When she says something moved her, it's real. That emotional reaction shows this was more than just another fashion event for her. It was like watching the next chapter of a brand that means so much to her personally. And that white dress? It became a symbol of that connection. Past, present, and future. Now, here's the fun part. What happens next? There are a few things to keep an eye on. For one, Mathieu Blazy is likely to give interviews soon about his inspiration for the collection. Designers love to explain the stories behind their most talked-about looks, and you can bet someone's going to ask about that dress. Maybe we'll find out that the dress was inspired by a hidden gem from the Chanel archives, one of those long-forgotten couture pieces that only a few people in the fashion world even know about. Chanel has this incredible history of blending past and present. The brand never fully leaves behind its roots. Every collection carries a whisper of Coco Chanel's original vision, elegance, simplicity, and timeless femininity. So it wouldn't be surprising if Mathieu Blazy looked back into the archives and found a silhouette, a texture, or even an old sketch that captured that same feeling Lily Rose responded to. There's something poetic about that, isn't there? The idea that a design created decades ago could come back to life, reimagined through modern eyes, and then speak to someone like Lily Rose in such a powerful way. It's like a bridge connecting generations: Coco Chanel, Vanessa Paradis, and now Lily Rose Depp. Three women tied together not only by legacy but by a shared aesthetic. Each one has her own era, her own interpretation of what Chanel means. Yet somehow they all reflect the same understated confidence. And it's not just about the dress itself, it's about the storytelling behind it. Designers at houses like Chanel are known for weaving hidden meanings into their collections. Sometimes a hemline or a pattern isn't just random, it represents an emotion, a memory, or a subtle message about femininity or transformation. So maybe the white silk and floral design weren't chosen just for beauty. Maybe they symbolize purity, growth, or rebirth, concepts that echo perfectly with Lily Rose's current chapter in life. She's no longer the teenager in Chanel campaigns. She's a woman defining herself, both in fashion and in love, and when Mathieu Blasi eventually gives interviews about this collection, you can bet that dress will come up. Reporters will want to know, was it meant to look bridal? Was Lily Rose part of the inspiration? Or was it just a happy coincidence that she connected with it so deeply? Designers love these kinds of moments. They become part of the mythology of a brand. Imagine him revealing that he knew she'd be at the show, and he designed something that he hoped would catch her eye. That would be such a beautiful full-circle story. Then, of course, there's Lily Rose herself. She's been more active on social media recently, and fans are watching her every post like detectives. It's become almost a game. People zoom in on her Instagram stories looking for details: a flower pattern that matches the dress, a cryptic caption, a photo of a white gown hanging in the background. Even the smallest hint sends followers into speculation mode, and that's part of the fun of modern celebrity culture. Fans feel connected. They decode, discuss, and share theories. It's like a global conversation happening in real time, and Lily Rose knows it. She's smart about how she uses her platform. She doesn't overshare. She gives just enough to keep people curious, but never enough to lose her mystery. That's what makes her such an interesting figure. She balances accessibility and privacy in a way that feels intentional. If she ever does post something related to that Chanel dress, a photo of the runway, a caption about dreams or romance, you can bet it'll go viral within minutes. Fashion blogs will analyze it, TikTok will explode with fan edits, and suddenly, that one moment from a fashion show will become a full-on cultural event. And honestly, even if she never posts anything, the silence would speak volumes. Because with Lily Rose, every move feels deliberate. Whether it's a public statement or a quiet nod, she knows how to create intrigue. That's part of her charm, the ability to make people wonder what's next. So as much as this story started with one dress, it's become about so much more. It's about art, emotion, legacy, and the subtle dance between fashion and storytelling. The fact that we're all here, still thinking about one single look from a runway, proves just how powerful that connection really is. And let's not forget future Chanel shows. Fashion houses often revisit popular looks in different collections. So there's a chance we might see an evolved version of that dress in an upcoming couture line. Maybe even reimagined as a full-on bridal gown. If that happens, you can be sure it'll spark another round of Lily Rose's dream dress headlines. But here's a little lesson buried in all this glamour and gossip. Even someone as high profile as Lily Rose Depp, with access to basically every designer in the world, still has those human moments of connection. She sees something beautiful, and it resonates. It speaks to her personality, her memories, her dreams, and she lets herself be moved by it. That's the magic of fashion. It's not just clothes, it's emotion. It's storytelling. And when you think about it, that's why her comment hit so hard online. Everyone can relate to that moment of, "That's so me." We might not all have Chanel budgets, but that feeling? We've all been there. So now that you know the full story, what do you think? Was this just a casual comment about a pretty dress, or do you think Lily Rose was giving us a little peek into her future wedding vibe? Maybe you're imagining her walking down the aisle in that silk gown, minimalist bouquet in hand, hair in a soft updo, glowing under soft French sunlight. Or maybe you think she'll surprise everyone with something totally different. Either way, you have to admit, It's kind of perfect that her dream dress came from Chanel. It's poetic, really. From her mom's early campaigns to her own ambassador role, Chanel has been there every step of the way. So of course her fantasy wedding dress would come from the same house that helped define her style. If you loved this deep dive, make sure you check out my other video on celebrity wedding dresses that never happened. That one's full of surprises. You'll find out which A-listers almost wore what, and how close some of them actually came to saying I do in couture. And hey, if you're enjoying these celebrity-style stories, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment about your favorite Chanel moment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Because if there's one thing we know about Lily Rose Depp, it's that she always keeps things interesting. Thanks for hanging out, and as always, stay stylish.